Ann Thompson, NBC News, Boston.
And that is Nightly News for this Monday. Thank you for watching. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
KUAM TV8, first on Guam.
KUAM News headlines are presented by Calvo's Insurance, protecting Micronesia for 85 years. Matson and the Adai Itano program. Apply at matson.com and McDonald's of Guam. I'm loving it.
Ahead on KUAM News Primetime. The manhunt for a woman wanted in connection to a shooting and kidnapping in Jigo now enters its 5th day. The Public Safety Oversight Chair recalling the chaos in Talafofo, his home village. Plus, the military buildup is over halfway complete, but with the DoD population expected to grow by the thousands in the coming years, housing shortage concerns remain on both sides of the fence. And remembering Speaker Mark Forbes, a state funeral is held at the Guam Congress Building in Hagåtña. Hafide, good evening. Welcome to KUAM News Primetime. I'm Nick Delgado. The manhunt for Shaynita Pangilinan now enters its 5th day. Guam police nowhere closer to catching her. Her brother, Jathan Tatauta, was back before a Superior Court judge, while co-actor Jeremy Pangilinan still in the hospital recovering from that gunshot wound. And tonight, the Public Safety Oversight Chair shares his story about the events that unfolded near his home in Talafofo. Day 5 in the search for Shaynita Pangilinan, investigators combing northern Guam for clues, but have had no luck. While her photo has circulated for days, Guam Police Tuesday describing Shaynita as standing 5 feet, weighing 110 pounds, with a light complexion, dark brown to black hair, a mole below her right eye and on her left cheek, and her hair is usually tied back and up. Police have not received any intel on what she may be wearing or the car she may be using to evade authorities. The manhunt comes as her brother and co-actor in the Jigo kidnapping and shooting, Jathan Tatauta, was back before Superior Court Magistrate Judge Jonathan KUAM. Tatauta now facing charges of attempted aggravated murder, complicity to commit aggravated assault, and complicity to commit kidnapping. Their brother, who is also accused in the shooting in Talafofo, Jeremy Pangilinan, remains stable in the hospital, recovering from a gunshot wound following a shootout with police Sunday. Jeremy was captured after a carjacking in Windward Hills and a high-speed chase that ended in Dededo.
I was really saddened by, as a public safety chair, that starting to hear more and more of these types of actions. Didn't realize it would come to my front doorstep.
Public Safety Oversight Chair Senator Shangu Matauta lives close by to where law enforcement spent hours searching over the weekend. He was at Saturday night mass when the alerts of an active shooter in the village started going off.
Then as soon as we got out of mass, then the calls and the WhatsApps got a little bit more intense, saying you need to go shelter in place.
Families rushing home from service to lock their doors and wait inside.
It was a lot of anxiety, Nick, and I think for most of the villagers of Talafofo, I stay in As Lucas, I think all of As Lucas was on high alert, so this was not an uneasy weekend.
A weekend that had 130 local and federal authorities involved in the manhunt. On Monday, Gumatautau announcing a bill to increase law enforcement workforce by authorizing temporary peace officer standards and training certification.
Something's got to give. We need to do something important to support the priorities of our public safety agencies.
On Tuesday afternoon, Attorney General Doug Moylan announced the anti-crime bill introduced by Senator Tello Taitagui. The measure would help GPD and law enforcers, the courts, and the AG's office timely dispose of daily magistrate complaints, among other drug enforcement efforts. A man convicted in the 1985 murder of David Onsalan and attempted murder of another man is denied his request to get out of prison. Lifer Vincent Tatauta asked a Superior Court judge for a compassionate release on the grounds that he already served more than 30 years. Tatauta was sent off island in the early 2000s and placed in federal custody at the request of the Department of Corrections, who stated they lacked manpower. Superior Court Judge Alberto Tolentino denied Tatauta's request for compassionate release, stating the court does not have authority to grant it under federal statute. The judge also denying his request for resentencing. The same-day trial was expected to begin for a man accused in a kidnapping in Mighty. The case is dismissed. Defendant Noah Cepeda faced criminal charges in an armed kidnapping in Mighty last March. Prosecutors told the court the alleged victim no longer wanted to testify at trial. Defense attorney Peter Santos contends the victim has a history of making similar accusations, adding the victim was high at the time and may have been hallucinating about what occurred. Superior Court Judge Alberto Tolentino dismissed the case without prejudice. A man is in federal custody accused in multiple break-ins at the Tamuning Post Office. A federal complaint filed against Matthew Sablan was unsealed in the District Court of Guam. Sablan is charged with theft of mail and burglary. The break-ins were caught on surveillance cameras back in February and March. During the March incident, Sablan was arrested in connection to a criminal mischief complaint reported at the Home Depot. The feds connecting him to the break-ins at the post office after noticing he was wearing the same clothes as the suspect captured on camera. He's scheduled to appear in court on April 21st. The island pausing in remembrance today as loved ones, friends, and leaders gathered to honor the life and legacy of former Speaker Mark Forbes. Nevaeh Anderson has more from the Guam Congress building.
Inside the halls where he once led with conviction, a farewell held for former Senator and Speaker Mark Forbes, marked by reflection on time shared and deep respect for a life of service. The ceremony began with a Chamorro blessing and a prayer led by Mark Forbes' brother, Polly Eric Forbes.
Heavenly Father, we humbly ask you to bestow your gift of eternal life on our departed brother in Christ, Mark Forbes.
Forbes served 7 consecutive terms from 1995 to 2007, leading the 28th and 29th Guam legislatures as Speaker. His legacy defined by forward-thinking reforms and community advocacy.
Forbes introduced landmark legislation that reduced the number of senators from 21 members to 15 members. Championed legislation that made the Attorney General of Guam an elected office. This celebrates and honors Speaker Forbes' dedicated service to the improvement of Guam and to the perpetuation and preservation of the Chamorro language and culture of its people.
Above all, his humor and humanity were remembered in stories by his lifelong friend Luis Martinez.
Well, that's the way I'd like to have us all remember Mark. He had not just enough, but more than enough, because his brilliance in debate, his hard work with sanctuary, and the twinkle in the eye he always had whenever he was greeting people and dealing with them was just the beginning of the shape of things to come for Mark Forbes.
Former Governor Eddie Calvo remembering a beloved teacher and friend.
He had a tireless work ethic, an unwavering dedication, and a deep belief in the strength of our people. You know, Mark was that rare fella that he was a visionary and a dreamer, but he was also a doer.
The service concluding with a final blessing from Polly Michael Chrysostomo.
Eternal rest grant unto him, O Lord. May he rest in peace.
Nevaeh Anderson, KUAM News.
Our deepest condolences to the family and loved ones of Speaker Mark Forbes. His contributions to Guam will long be remembered. We'll be right back.
So I think self-expression comes from within, and I'm doing nebbing to express what I feel through garments, through fabric, and through styles. I took an idea of transforming the traditional muumuu into contemporary silhouettes. Why not be bolder, more creative with the way you present yourself to the world? I hope to empower women to feel the way that I feel when it comes to understanding and accepting different cultures. It's something more positive so that our communities can be in that same direction. Nevin encourages a Micronesian woman of today to be bold, creative, passionate, and to freely express themselves without taking away from your own heritage, but just adding value to it.
Don't need a work break, keep the smile on your face. The moments you can't replace, and I'll be around. Whoa. Count on me for life.
Wherever life takes you, we're always here for you. Calvo's Insurance. Count on us for life.
McDonald's meets the Minecraft universe with 6 new collectibles in a Minecraft movie meal.
The Guam military buildup is more than halfway complete, but housing shortage concerns remain. Department of Defense officials say the military population expected to grow to more than 35,000, even beyond the buildup timeline. And this increase is expected to further stress the housing inventory, both on and off base. Mitsuki Hirayama has more.
We're over halfway there to completing the buildup.
The Guam military buildup is more than halfway complete, according to Department of Defense officials who testified in an informational briefing before senators Monday. But housing shortage concerns remain both inside and outside the fence. Randall Sablon is a senior political military affairs advisor for Joint Region Marianas and Joint Task Force Micronesia.
Recognizing that projected DoD population increases will continue to stress the on and off base housing inventory, DoD is in the process of compiling a Guam housing master plan in order to fully outline future requirements and identify prioritized investment solutions to construct additional family and unaccompanied housing.
The briefing revealed that military population is expected to grow to over 35,000 in the next 12 years.
The projected increase of military personnel to be stationed on Guam between 2025 and 2037 is 13,325.
He says this includes active duty, dependents, and DoD civilians beyond the build-up completion year of 2029, as it accounts for mission capabilities and the Marine relocation. Currently, about 60% of active duty military live off base.
At this time, approximately 40% of the active duty DoD population resides in on-base housing. The current occupancy rate for on-installation housing is 84%.
It's why the DoD is compiling a housing master plan to potentially identify development locations outside of the current housing footprints. To meet the growing demand, they're exploring a range of housing options.
Of particular interest are alternative construction methods that would save money and deliver product faster than traditional military construction, densification to locate housing on minimally available land on installation, public-private partnerships, among other methods to deliver new housing inventory.
Mitsuki Hirayama, KUAM News.
In the nation's capital, the House of Representatives have unanimously passed the Deliver for Veterans Act. The legislation aims to eliminate the financial burden for veterans with disabilities who qualify for adaptive vehicles through the Department of Veterans Affairs program. Due to the unavailability of these vehicles in remote regions like Guam, veterans have been forced to shoulder the additional cost of shipping. Congressman James Moylan says, in part, this legislation is a crucial step toward ensuring that our veterans, regardless of their geographical location, have equitable access to the services and support they deserve. By including shipping costs in the program, he says we can alleviate the financial burden of veterans living in Guam and other areas of the world. The bill will now move to the Senate for further action. Sailors stationed in Guam are taking time out of their busy schedules to give back to the community. Last week, they teamed up with local officials to spruce up Paseo Park in the heart of Hagetnya. Joding Charfris has the story.
We always appreciate it when people that are not from Guam come out here, you already have everything that you need to do, but yet you still find the time that you want to still give more.
It wasn't a mission at sea, but a mission of service at Paseo de Susana Park in Guam's capital city, Hagåtña. Close to 50 sailors from several Navy units, including Naval Base Guam and the USS Frank Cable, joined forces to give the park a facelift, repainting pavilions, retouching curbs, and trimming overgrown brush. FCA-1 Artavius Robinson is with MBG Security Forces.
Me and my friends frequently use Paseo Park for its resources, especially Chamorro Village, and I felt like the best way to give back is by volunteering.
The project was coordinated by the MBG Public Affairs Office, along with Guam's Department of Parks and Recreation and DPR Park Police. Park Police Chief Joey Chilahi on the importance of the partnership.
It builds a good camaraderie. It provides community support. We go out there and we identify things that need to be done outside the gates in our community, and we tackle it to ensure, again, that, making our place nice and safe, not only for the local side, but also the military too.
HT3 Cody Collins is with the Pearl Harbor Naval Shipyard and Intermediate Maintenance Facility Detachment Guam and shares why he came out and volunteered.
Just being able to experience an island and see more of the parks, see what the parks and the island has to offer me and everything like that, and just give back to the community and all the great people out here on Guam, the great food. So they take care of us, we take care of them.
After the work, volunteers and DPR staff sat down for a well-earned lunch, sharing more than just a meal, but a sense of pride in keeping this historic space vibrant. From sports and social gatherings to fishing and paddling, Paseo remains a vital piece of island life. And thanks to these helping hands, it's now looking better than ever.
Thank you to all the Navy and everybody that participated in the cleanup here at Paseo.
A great example of partnership in action, thanks to those sailors and volunteers for their service on and off duty.
I encourage my fellow service members to come out and view what Guam has to offer. And the best way to do that is by getting out into the community itself.
Take care of the people. Everybody here is really friendly. And just try something new, try something different. It's really important to try something different every time you get a chance.
Jonagan Charfris, KUAM News.
In a few months, a new crop of graduates will take their places in the community as our next generation of leaders and showing the skills and tools they've been working on. A group from UOG has put together a fun community event that benefits everyone involved.
UOG business majors are sharpening the tools they'll soon use in industry. For their Operations and Project Management course's senior project, the team chose an idea that was high impact, has mass appeal, is timely, and promotes local values.
The reason why we wanted to hold the second annual extravaganza is because of how it gave back to the community. We thought about the children, we thought about our families, our friends, and we just thought, let's go hold an event for everybody. And we wanted to make it free just to give back.
Our posts have been very entertaining and colorful and just inviting. We've been making TikToks and different flyers and different posts, and we even had our professor in one, and I feel like that reached a lot of graduates who've had him before.
This will be where the egg hunt is. We will have markers to section it off. We're also going to be sectioning off the rock and the bridge just for the safety of all our children and participants. And this is where it will be. We will have 2,000 eggs.
Using a free community Easter egg hunt with a revenue multiplier effect for participating vendors was their idea.
Kind of wanted to reach out to everyone, but mostly, of course, families with children, small businesses. We, as people who are going into the work field soon ourselves, we wanted to have an event that small businesses can reach different people, maybe know what their target audience and their demographic is, and just have a good time with everyone.
So then it came down to financing.
Where are we going to get the funding? And then we had to start getting into sponsorships. That was very scary to just start asking certain businesses for money or for in-kind donations.
And showing that they're applying the cross-discipline, broad global thinking that UOG promotes, they're also managing in an environmentally responsible way.
We already have a what we call our beautification crew, and part of that team is going to be in charge of making sure that we not only at the start and at the end make sure that we clean up, but also during the event. We're going to be making sure that everything is in its proper place, everything is going to be as clean as possible.
Lastly, they credit the classroom training for honing their mindsets to get them to lead
Having
this effort.
enough trust and faith that we will pull through with a extravagant event for the community is such a rewarding and humbling experience.
Being a part of something that's bigger than ourselves. So we want it to be fun. We want you all to come and just have a great time.
It's just going to be a really fun event. It's an event where like all the small businesses can reach more people, and yeah, you can just create more memories, have fun. It's just good vibes all around.
Big news for motorists and convenience shoppers in Tumwining. A brand new Shell station and foodie store has just opened in the Oka area, and it's bringing more than just fuel to the table. IP&E unveiling its latest location across from the Payless supermarket, a sleek, modern, and energy-efficient hub designed with Shell's global mobility strategy in mind. It's all about delivering more value with fewer emissions. Ricky Altanaga, IP&E Senior Director of Retail and Loyalty.
Since 2023, we have poured our hearts and passion in creating a retail station that is innovative and modern. It's more than a place to fill up your tank or grab a snack. It's building a destination for the community here in Oka, Tumwining.
He as they wanted to ensure that the store would be convenient, not only for motorists, but for all types of customers. And convenient it is. The new location offers top-tier Shell fuel, ready-to-eat food from foodies, snacks, beverages, and that signature Foodies Cafe coffee, all in one stop. Even better, customers using their Bank of Guam credit card get 6% off all fuel purchases. And for a limited time, Shell Oka customers can earn double Pacific points through April 30th. Altanaga adding, it's all about the customer. We're enhancing the experience and expanding our network across the island. With 15 locations and counting, Shell and Foodies are fueling the future, cleaner, smarter, and more convenient than ever.
Introducing GTA Air Fiber. Air Fiber uses next-gen wireless technology to bring an ultra-fast and super reliable internet connection to your home through the air. No wires required. With speeds of up to 500 megabits per second that cable and satellite can't match. Now, the whole family can stream, game, download, and surf the web like never before. Elevate your connection with GTA Air Fiber. Call us or visit gta.net today.
If there's one thing we've learned, it's never to underestimate the spirit and strength of the people of our island home. Which is why at Bank of Hawaii, you, your dreams, and your possibilities will always have a home. Reach your possible with Bank of Hawaii.
Check it out. Pizza Hut's rippable, dippable Cheesy Bites pizza in Ranch Lover's Flight with 3 flavors is a game changer. With 28 cheesy-filled bites, everyone's gonna be dunking it. The Cheesy Bites pizza in new Ranch Lover's Flight. Get it on the Pizza Hut app.
this out, and we're going to try to develop it more and more. Right? Isn't that what you guys are here for? Sure.
At the heart of Guam, there's one place where everyone comes together. Kmart, your American superstore, celebrating 30 years with you. To our brave service members, enjoy a special military discount every day as our thanks. To our local community, we've grown with you, bringing trusted brands at prices you love. This season, celebrate with us. From fiestas to family gatherings, we're your one-stop shop. Since 1995, we've grown with you. Here's to 30 years of memories, savings, and the spirit of Guam. Kmart, where everyone is family.
Go on a journey to discover true health and wellness. At the Medical City, we bring you expert care, cutting-edge treatments, and personalized wellness programs. From wellness checkups to relaxation retreats, nurture your well-being in a place of healing. Explore the Philippines. Experience the Medical City.
Bye. I wish they could move back home.
Should we build on a honeymoon?
Yes. Yes!
First Hawaiian Bank knows that family comes first. That's why our bankers work with you to make your what ifs a reality. Personalized service and digital tools, all under one roof when you bank on the best. First Hawaiian Bank. It all starts with yes.
Hey kids, knowledge is power. We all know that. You know what's power too? Lifting and power lifters. There is an event for you. The Summer of Strength event is coming up. The ISC edition. This is the best of the best, all right? And I am going to be there. Super, super exciting. It's a fantastic spectator sport, July 5th and 6th. All right, coming up in the more near future, it is Koku Weekend. That is happening this weekend at Ipao Beach. First off, the half marathon and 5K Ekinen Relay is on Sunday. The high school division has been added. You can win for your school, represent your team. Cross country, track, running for fitness, it's all good. And then the next day, there's also a kids event, so make sure to check that out. The Coco Kids Fun Run. This is on Saturday. You see there, 3 different age divisions, 4 to 6, 7 to 9, and 10 to 12. We will see you at Ipao Beach. Ronnie Santos Jr., happy birthday to you. And today we're celebrating our one and only Ron Star. Blessed be your big heart, quick wit, and the larger-than-life energy. Our favorite MC, the king of laughs, and the life of every party. We love you, Ronnie. Ronnie, happy birthday to you from all of us here at KUAM. And happy birthday. I'm going to do it twice. Happy birthday, because Zoe and Millie Pakaigui, twice the sparkle, twice the joy, twinsies. Awesome. Happy birthday to our forever Twinkies, Zoe and Millie. Your personalities are one of a kind, your shout-out says, but your hearts shine with the same beautiful love. We are wishing you both the happiest of birthdays, full of giggles, cake, and double the mischief. Zoe and Millie, we hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Half a day to you guys, and happy birthday.
And that's your primetime show. Thanks for watching. I'm Mick Delgado. Good night.
Health, Home, and Lifestyle is brought to you by the Medical City, your trusted partner in health. Hafade Guam, I'm Jason Salas, coming to you from the capital of Hagåtña at Chamorro Village today with another episode of Health, Home, and Lifestyle, teaching you how to live a healthy and happy island life. Here's what we got for you this week.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Hafade Guam, it's Tuesday. It's time for House to Home. I'm Jason, that's Liz, that's Gina, and we have a very, very wonderful guest. Now, we told you, remember, we deliver on our promises here on House to Home, and we said if you have any stories, if you have anecdotes, tales to share about your home buying, your home building experience, please share with us. And we are very, very honored and pleased to have Evita Lujan Espinoza here, who has built the home of her dreams. So V, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you.
Hi, thank you so much for having me. And hi, Gina. Hi, Liz.
Okay, I know you have a very special connection with my two real estate BFFs here, but especially you and Gina share now a very, very distinct and special connection. So go ahead and break it down for us.
So I've been watching your show a long time. And so I watched an episode with Gina, and it was during the pandemic, and my husband and I made the very difficult decision to sell the home that we built. We built as we were starting off, and we raised our children there. It was really heart-wrenching. And so I met Gina. I was inspired to contact Gina. And so Gina handled the sale of our home, and we moved to our home in EPAN. But it was not our dream home. It was not the home that we saw ourselves growing old in. It was a home that was built by someone else, designed by someone else. It definitely didn't meet the needs. When we built our first home, we were starting off, we had young children, the budget was different. And you find as you grow older, you not only get wiser, but you become very realistic about your needs. And our needs changed. My husband and I, we were getting up there in age. Then we have to think of things like retrofitting the home, right? If I'm talking, if I'm going off base, let me know, redirect me, right?
No, not at all. Tell your story, please.
Yeah. And so Gina knew that so we were in this house, but I wasn't happy there. Gina knew that I wanted a home, right? I wanted something else. So my husband, Zach and I, we were going all over the island. I mean, we have seen every house that's been constructed pretty much from Umatic to Jigo, right? And we were going to every house and beautiful homes. Don't get me wrong. But every time I'd walk into a home, I'd be like, Gina, I think I want to put a walk-in pantry here. Gina, I think I want to do this, right? I want to do that. I want to make the kitchen white. And she'd be looking at me like, B, this house is already up there in price and you still want to make improvements? Why don't you build, right? And I said, okay. So that's how our journey began. And I said, all right, Gina, now we just need to find the perfect piece of property. But Gina, I only want to live in EPAN, and I only want a place that has the infrastructure there already. I don't want to have to worry about adding utility poles and things like that, right? And so I said, and Gina, first and foremost, it has to have a paved road. And so, and so one day I was at the gym and I get a call from Gina, but I'm busy working out. And so she sends me this map and I'm like, oh my God, right? So I stop, and Liz has this client, and the client's selling 2 lots in EPAM, exactly where I dreamed of living, Jason, right? So I call my husband right away, say, go down to EPAM. He takes a look at the lots, and there was a little bit of disconnect because he wanted the lot in back because his friend lived there. And I said, no. I contacted Gina. Gina, listen to Zach. This is the lot we're getting, he's coming down with the money now, block that off, right?
It sounds like that itself was a negotiation unto itself.
Yeah, it was non-negotiable. and it was such a demand, Jason, I'll tell you, because this area, people want to live down here. And so the buyer for the back property actually wanted the lot we purchased. But I was like, no, Zach, go. And so we closed on it really quickly. We paid the cash for it, we closed, and then began the next journey, building, right? We needed to find a contractor. And anybody who knows my husband and I will tell you that we are polar opposites. And so we have totally different ideas. So 8 contractors later, right? I found the contractors. My husband was like Xing everybody out. No. Poor Gina. Gina was even recommending contracts. I didn't know what to do anymore, right? And so another girlfriend of mine recommended our contractor. And so we met him. Zach liked him, and bless his heart, bless the architect's heart, because they were able to have our idea and our dream really make it come to fruition. So it began with finding the perfect lot, and then finding the contractor. And that's what's really important is finding a contractor that you can work with, but also having an idea of what you want, but more importantly, what you can afford to have. And for people starting off, their purchase or their build may be different from somebody like me who is in retirement age, right? So this is like essentially our quote unquote gumam and umku. In English, that's our old people's home, right? This is our old. This is where we are going to live, grow old, and you know, till the end of our days.
You put roots down essentially. Yeah.
We did. I mean, and although the home we sold was where we raised our children, home is where your family is, right? Home is what you make of it. And so this is our new home, and this is where we're going to create our new memories with our family, with our children and grandchildren.
You know,
so,
you're very particular about where you want it to be because you already knew the areas. But what about your floor plan? How hard was it for you and Zach to come up with a floor plan that you liked? Were you working on that like from the beginning? Like right after you sold your house, you already had an idea?
I had an idea. So I am not a social media person at all. The WhatsApp is the closest I have to social media. And so my daughter says to me, Mom, go to Pinterest, get a board, right? Create a board, get some pins. And I love Christina El Musa, Christina Hack, right? I love her designs. And so I would watch Christina on the coast and be like, oh my God, that's what I want. I take pictures and find them online and pin them. And there was one house down the road from us in Cruz Heights that I absolutely love, but I still wanted to make additions, right? So I told Zach, listen, this is the floor plan I like, but I do want the master bedroom and all the other bedrooms separated, right? So opposite ends of the home. We must have, these were my non-negotiables. I wanted an enclosed, I wanted a double car garage that's enclosed, right? I wanted a walk-in pantry. I wanted my kitchen to be very specific. My husband is also hearing impaired, so I needed a room that he could watch TV in, and I could watch TV in the living room undisturbed. Because, you know, if you understand living with someone who is hearing impaired, especially if they don't wear their assistive devices at home, the neighbors can hear their TV pretty much, right? And so it makes for a very uncomfortable situation. So in terms of floor plans, I told Zach what I wanted, and my husband is so creative, right? And so he put it together, and I would say, okay, move this around. And so we had our floor plan. Zach drew our floor plan.
Wow.
And our contractor took it to, I don't know if I'm allowed to say our contractor's name, but he had an architect, right? And so this architect, he didn't use the CAD like the modern architects do. He actually drew pencil and paper.
Oh, he went old school.
Oh my gosh, old school. But bless his heart, Jason, because I changed my design 15 times.
Wow.
And I didn't get charged an extra penny.
Honey, do you want some milk?
Do you ever wonder how your favorite products make their way into your local stores? Most arrive on state-of-the-art Matson vessels that transport containers of food, household items, equipment, and supplies into the islands every week. Because we know that you depend on us, we work closely with our partners to ensure that our shipments arrive on time, all the time, so you can find your favorite products when you need them. We transport the region's most precious cargo that supports successful businesses and promotes a better quality of life for our families. Matson is proud to have been the hometown shipping carrier for Guam, the CNMI, and Micronesia for the past 25 years, and you can count on us to be here for generations to come.
Super speed your life with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet. Get symmetrical upload and download speeds up to 5 gigs. Get started with Fiber 500 at $145 a month, Fiber 1 gig at $215 a month, or Fiber 5 gig at $299 a month. Plus, get 2 SuperPod 6Es with any plan, and a free EcoFlow River 3 and bonus welcome kit with 1 gig and 5 gig plans. Experience tomorrow's islands today with Docomo Pacific Fiber Internet.
I do have to tell you, Liz and Gina, I learned so much from you. And my husband will tell you, like he says, I wanted the garage doors. He's like, no, we're not going to do it. I said, oh, no. Gina said garage doors bring value, right? Gina said dishwasher, all these things, right? That Liz and Gina said. So I'm like, no. If Liz and Gina didn't say it, that's scripture, okay? I'm not listening to you.
Okay, well, Santa Gina and Santa Liz, what would you? Well, let me ask you.
I want to hear about the struggles, V, because I think
that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Okay. The struggles were. Yeah. The struggles were, and this is where again people need to understand the length of the process, right? The length of the process. But that length, people need to use it to their advantage. That timeline, you should use to your advantage. So Zach was he was so frustrated. He just wanted to get into the house already. And he was coming here every day to the project. Eventually, our contractor started paying him because he was coming and he was like doing the work, and the contractor's looking at him like, what are you doing, right? But he's like, no, rush. I want to try and help get into the home. And so, but I, on the other hand, was saying, you know what? A year and a half seems like a long time. Let me do my research. I want specific vanities. I want specific cabinets. I want specific lighting. So while he was on the project side, I was doing the cosmetic part, right? And so that's one of the struggles, is looking for the things you want, especially, like, I am totally OCD. So if I want something a certain way, it better be that way, or my mind is going to have problems functioning, right? I'm going to keep going back to it. So one of the struggles is, yes, we do have great resources here, but they may not fit the idea that you're looking for, or the cost may be out of reach for some, right? And so that can be a struggle. That can be a struggle, is finding the things that you want, having the patience to make sure that your project comes to fruition. It's effectuated the way you want it to be, right?
How about the permitting process, V?
The permitting process, we were very fortunate because we did not have that same. I've heard of permitting processes where certain agencies will take months, but we were very fortunate because it didn't happen that. I guess maybe the timing was okay for us. But so we were okay with that. The permitting process was fine as far as we were concerned. It actually went by pretty quickly for us. I do know that because our contractor has projects lined up. He currently has 6 projects lined up, right? We did have some people come to see the house while it was under construction and as it was completed. And so part of the struggles that these people experienced was that this is your budget, right? This is what you can have. And then when you see other things and it's like, oh gosh, I really, really want this. But then you have to understand the market. We have to understand the price per square foot, the cost per square foot, the interest rates, right? And so that in itself can be a struggle for some. But if you do your research right, and if you are a good planner and you're organized, I'll tell you, even if your budget, whether your budget is big or small, you can get it done. You can get it done. Zach used to laugh at this Alibaba. Everybody laughs, when they hear the word Alibaba. But I'm going to tell you, my tub was custom made by Alibaba. Nice. My vanities were custom made by Alibaba, and they are beautiful. I have a 20K diesel generator I purchased from Alibaba. And so if you know, if you are, I'm an internet sleuth, and so, or a self-proclaimed internet sleuth. And if you have the time and the patience to go out and search, you're going to find it. And if any homeowner out there, honestly, is in limbo, contact me. I will gladly connect them with my sources. You know, I will gladly do that, anything, because it's one thing to settle, but if you settle, are you really at the end of the day going to be happy with the outcome, right? With the product?
See, and I feel that way, V. I feel like, I was going to ask you, which came first, your dream layout of your home or your budget? But I think you could kind of reconcile the two. You could have your dream idea in your head. If you know what price per square foot is running, then you could, okay, I want this, but the market based on pricing, maybe I have to go here. And then once you really understand what the lender is going to give you, then you can still refine that plan. But I agree with you, whether your budget is 300,000 or 3 million,
Right.
you can really sit and come up and build the home that you have in your mind. And it may not be tomorrow's dream, but it's today's dream. And
Absolutely.
that's really what we're encouraging people to do. And yeah, you're right. In the beginning, I could tell that you're going to end up spending too much money with our initial plan, which was I sold my house, let me go buy something. And, with everything you were saying, I already understood you were better off building and you already had experience with it. So I knew that was not going to be a shock for you. And I can't tell you how happy we are to know that you're sitting comfortably in your home, and every time you look at it, you bring big smile on your face, right?
Now,
You are my angel, Gina.
Now, my takeaway, if I may, V, is you are so blessed because you had the self-awareness to say, okay, like I know I got a good deal. Gina set me up for success with this home, but for whatever reason, by no fault of her own, this isn't it. It just doesn't feel right. You have that self-awareness and you said, okay, it makes financial sense and it's gonna make my heart happy. This is where I want to be and this is what I have to do.
Well, I think the important thing is she listened. And usually when Gina and I talk, we talk about what adds value. So if you're going to build a 2-bedroom, would that give you more value, or a 3rd bedroom if it's still within the budget and the garage? So I think for someone that, the advice on what factors will improve the value of your home is very important.
Yes, absolutely. And I'm glad you mentioned that, Gina, about the budget, because right about the time the pandemic started, the prices per square foot were still pretty affordable. And before you knew it, and so at the time we came up with our plan, I mean, we were looking at building a 4,000 square foot home, right? And the price per square foot was maybe about 120. Come the pandemic, and 8 contractors later, we closed at 160 a square foot. But if you are building, every dollar counts. And so I did not want to build a 4,000 square foot home at $160 per square foot. And so we downsized, right? But we still made it a comfortable home. And it was something that Zach and I are okay with, right? We were able to get our spaces and have everything we wanted accomplished. And so that's a very important. I'm glad you mentioned that, Gina.
Let's do more interviews like this. I like these. I mean, yeah, we'll have those episodes when Gina goes off on the senators and everything like that. But this is good right before Easter.
Yeah, exactly. Isn't it? Isn't it? But she gives we wanted to have her on because she's giving everybody hope. Don't give up on your dream home. It's possible. And she said, if you have questions, call her. And we always say, if you have questions, call us. We are glad to guide you, whether we sold you land, didn't sell you land, helped you sell a place, didn't help you sell a place. We don't care. You need help. It makes us feel good to know we're contributing somehow.
Yeah.
So yeah, call us.
That is wonderful. V, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. That was absolutely incredible.
Thank you, V.
Thank you for having me. Thank you. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Gina. Love you guys.
All right, and enjoy the breeze in Ipan. It's wonderful down there.
All the time. This is heaven. It's truly God's country.
That's right. All right. Bye, everybody. Have a good weekend.
All right, thanks. Bye. Take care.
House to Home, presented by Remax Diamond Realty.
Le dije, vamos a hacer maldades. Vuelvo, yo te traje. Pago allá el mahones si no baila pa' que sale. Aquí están mis anormales. Que cabrón, tú mueves ese nalga. Esto es pa' las nenas nuevas, pa' los nenes, pa' la viejas.
Sometimes parenting can be hard. What should I be doing? The Guam Early Learning Council includes partners who can provide you with early childhood services and supports. We are here to assist. For resources and information, simply call 311 Monday through Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m., excluding holidays. Early connection can change everything.
Our front court is invaluable to our success as our forwards and centers live for contact in the trenches, anchor our defense, and provide rim protection. But modern basketball requires big men to swing outside too, defend at the high post, and have deep range. Mike Sakazaki is part of the crew bumping with the big boys down low and knows any team can simply be tall and shoot, but the Guam squad has incredibly high hoops IQ and that we know how to win.
I think the biggest thing is that we have pride for where we come from, right? It's Guam. And with that, as long as we have that pride, that teamwork, that communication, all the guys, doesn't matter what levels of basketball we play, we all come together and we're like, you know what, this is for Guam, we'll come together and we're fine.
Well, we've got so many people and everybody, including Mongolia and China, says Guam's pedigree is they know how to win. They've got experience and they know what it takes to get the victory. What does that mean and how do we get there?
I think, again, it starts from our junior program to our senior program. You know, rest in peace and love to Coach Thompson, who built this foundation and had others like Coach EJ. We have Coach Jin. You have coaches who stuck with the program, as well as now our coaches, and showing us what they did in the past and in the future, and bring it to the future to basically win. And now with our mentality as a group is, we know nothing but to win. And so we got to carry that on, show that Guam is known for winning, as you mentioned, the countries know that, and we will push through to these next two games.
Everybody knows that you guys are coming here to work.
Yeah.
All right. So how are you guys holding each other accountable by knowing that, you know, we're going to get better and you're getting at game speed?
Yeah. I think energy is high, communication is there. Group chats are the ones that keep each other accountable, right? A lot of us, as you can tell from our practices, are not physically here, but are doing our own craft, making sure that we're staying in tip-top shape to be the best that we can when we come together.
Okay, without giving anything away, what are those group chats like with, you know, with guys like Ty Wesley, Ernest Ross, you know, Jonathan Galloway, and how are you guys like communicating and gelling?
Well, it's motivational for sure. You know, it starts with Coach DJ Calvo, sharing some YouTube inspirational clips, quotes, and then from there we just chime in from there. But the vets, just like as you mentioned, Ty and Ernest, chime in and say, you know what, let's get better. I'm working on this. What are you guys doing? And it challenges us as a group to get better no matter what time zone we're in.
How important is it that the people of the community, you know, block off time, make sure they come out, you know, like get sucrets because they're going to be screaming like crazy and everything like that. How important is that for our team, that the energy that we'll be feeding to you guys is going to help you guys take your game to the next level?
It'll help tremendously. Playing 2 home games, Mongolia, China, population, geographical locale, we are the underdogs in this sense, but with the fan base that we have, the island that we have, the community that we have, their voices, their energy, their morale, and the vibe being high, we can take it to that next level where we can compete just how like we did in the Japan game.
menopause is having a moment. With a new generation of women experiencing this phase of life, there has been more attention than ever placed on the changes experienced during perimenopause and menopause. From specials with celebrities like Oprah and Halle Berry to best-selling books and podcasts, women are more comfortable sharing their symptoms, experiences, and advice for coping through this stage of life. And now, KUAM has partnered with Synergy Studios to present a special screening of The M Factor, a first-of-its-kind documentary that challenges the silence surrounding menopause and advocates for a revolution in women's healthcare. Watch the critically acclaimed documentary and engage with an interactive panel discussion following the screening on Thursday, May 1st at 5 p.m. at the Guam Museum. Grab your girlfriends, partners, sisters, mothers, and anyone who'd like to shred the silence on perimenopause and menopause. Tickets for this screening are $25. Email promotions@kuam.com to reserve your seats for this special screening.
All right, my friends, that's all our time. So thank you so much for watching Health, Home, and Lifestyle. We're looking for you next Tuesday right here on KUAM.